everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. So, for those of you that live on the internet kind of like I do, yesterday was Tuesday, and if you tried to log into Amazon or get a delivery from Amazon or watch Disney or Netflix or send an email or work on computer graphics or the web, like my whole business is kind of online, and when Amazon Web Services went down, so did all the stuff I was trying to do. So I tried to send an email to you yesterday early in the day, and it didn't send because the email service that I use obviously uses Amazon Web Services. And once it went down, then my email just got stuck there. And so I noticed it about 10 hours maybe after I tried to send it, it finally went through, and then it went through again. So I apologize that you got it twice, but and some of you, there's a couple of thousand of you on my email list, and it went out in like just little bits, and I contacted them and they were like, we're trying to push it through. So I don't understand how it all works, but apparently they pushed it through to 10, 20, 30 at a time, and then they did it all again. So I apologize that you got it twice. I apologize that I didn't get word out to you earlier in the day, because today is Wednesday, December 8th, and Stampin' Up! Is having free shipping. So I really wanted to let you know early in the day so I could let you know early in the day again today. But when I couldn't use any of my computer stuff, that kind of fell flat, it's funny because when Facebook went down a couple of months ago, and Instagram, people were like, well, have all of your people on your email list because then you can contact them. And that didn't work. So it is what it is. So I'm going to show you a few things. I'm going to cram it all into this one little video, since now this is all the time that I have left. So make sure you watch it all the way through. There's a really fun card at the end. So I'm going to remind you, free shipping on everything today, on anything that you order. And right now, because of the global shipping situation, Stampin' Up's changed their policy. In the past, if something was on back order, you could still order it, and then they would send it when it came to you. But right now, there's a higher than normal number of back orders, and it's just costing the company a lot more money than it has in the past, and it's eating away at what keeps us doing business. So if they can't sustain that without knowing how long until all of those ships. And a lot of it's not our actual product that's held up. It's like the resin to make our stamp sets. It's the gold metallic that's in some of our papers. It's the product to make our products. So if they don't have that, then obviously they can't make it. So for right now, you can order what we have. So it's just like if you go to the grocery store and they don't have toilet paper, you can't buy the toilet paper because you can't buy it and then have them send it to you free of charge later. So you can buy anything that's on my website today, use my host code, and it comes to you free shipping once you've hit $50. So this catalog ends at the end of the month. Mine has seen lots of pool days. So this catalog ends at the end of December. There is a bunch of stuff on sale. If you're on my email list, I will link to the sale items, and I will also link to what will be gone at the end of December. So your last chance to get those. I've had a few people ask me if more of this stuff will go on sale. I have no idea. They don't tell us. So right now there are a few products on sale. There is still some stuff on the clearance corner that was added earlier in the month that you can get. Anything in this, free shipping. And really in this catalog, there's not a ton of stuff, maybe 10 things, maybe less than 10. And sometimes it's multiple things because one part of a suite or a bundle may be on back order. So that one thing causes 4 things. So it's actually just one thing. You just can't buy a whole suite if, the embellishment or the ribbon's on back order. But anything on this, free shipping. And then I am working again today on mailing these out. So if you need a copy of this will start in January. So let me know if you bought anything from me since June of this year, you're getting one. Some of you already got them or they're coming to you maybe today, because if you purchased from me in November, all of those have gone out with your thank you gifts. So let me show you what you'll get if you buy anything in December from me. So my December thank you gifts are these beautiful, they are called iridescent rhinestones, and they are in the new catalog. You can see I've used a few of them because they're so pretty. So if you buy anything with a qualifying order, and that's in my email and on my website, then these will come to you in January with your thank you gift. And then if you spend enough that you get another qualifying gift, oh, and look, I tell you in my videos not to open your stuff like this, but you know, when you get a huge catalog order, you're not paying attention. Then you will get these sweet treat boxes, which are designed to look like the candy hearts, conversation hearts. But we'll use them more than for Valentine's. So these are the 2 gifts that if you purchase all the time in December, you can get these for free. But as part of free shipping, if you spend $75 today, then I'm also going to include some garden gems from the Eden's Garden. And these are while supplies last, so I wanted to throw those in. So I have that. I also have my Try It Club, which goes along with the new catalog, or Try It class. Registration is getting close to probably, it's a little over a third full. So if you want to do that, then check out the information for that. So the card I'm going to show you today goes with my subscription card club. That's why I had the club in my mind. So for this month, card club, so every month it's $38. You sign up via PayPal through their subscription services. So once you sign up, then PayPal will just bill you every month. So you don't have to worry about it. It just bills you. So it's my cheapest class. It's $38. And you always get a spool of ribbon. If it's not going to be exactly what I tell you, you'll know, because I always do a video like this to show you what you're going to get. So in December, my months are getting messed up. In December, you have to have signed up for December by December 10th, so it's coming up on us, to get the December club. Normally, I send them out by the 26th. That's the latest I ever send them out, but Christmas is the 25th. So this month they will be out. I'm hoping to get them out by like the 16th, 17th. So you'll get a spool of the Whisper White Crinkle ribbon. You get a full package of embellishments, which this month is the metallic pearls. And then you get full or half packs of cardstock, of paper. This month you're getting a half pack of the Beauty of the Earth Designer Series paper. And then you get the supplies to make 6 cards. And one of them you will always see in a preview video. So we've seen one. Here's the one you've seen. So you can go back and watch this, because I'm not going to, this is already posted. And then you get the 6 envelopes. So with the postage, almost everything, like you have, almost everything is covered in cost. I'm not making very much of anything, because this is my Club Girls I Love You. And so everything is in product that you're getting pretty much. So this is that. Then you get the links for 2 additional projects. So we make 6, but you make, because here's the deal. You get this things to make 6. So you can do 2 of this if you love it. But then every 3 months we will Zoom together. So if you want, you can save like the extra for this, and you can wait for the Zoom and see what I do, the alternate projects where I'm going to use different sets. Then each month you can also add the set if you want. If you don't like it, that's okay, because I always show alternate projects. And you can go back and look at my card club playlist on YouTube and see past alternate things that I've done. So this month we're doing Welcoming Woods. So if card club members want the set, then they just can add it to their order, and it's separate from PayPal. You just go to where you normally sign up for a class and you just add it. And as a perk for being in club, you just pay what the catalog cost is. So I pick up shipping and tax. So you just pay, I think, I don't remember, this month it may be $17. So just straight up $17, and I just include it with this, with your supplies for this, which you do use your ribbon and you use this paper, and then you get it all with your envelopes, and then you always get a treat. And I told you when I did this video that I really wanted to show you the treat, because some of you may know, you may not know, that when I was younger, I lived in a lot of places overseas. And the first place I lived was Scotland. And this was one of my favorite little treats. And so for a long time, I wasn't able to get them. When I lived in Australia, sometimes we could find them, because, you know, sometimes they had more British stuff than we did in the States. But now, especially at Christmas time, you can find them. But even now more, you can find them. They're not easy to find here yet. But when we went back to Scotland a few years ago, it was the first time that my family had been to Scotland. And we even went to where I used to live. It was super fun. But I regained my love for these sweet little treats. And so for club members, you'll get one of my little tea cakes. And that is a total, like we Americans would call it like a s'more. It's kind of it's a really puffy s'more. So tea cake, it's one of those translation things. I just posted a recipe on my Facebook page for something I want to make. It was an Australian recipe, and one of my friends that I knew from when I lived in Scotland, you know, and now we're going back years, he asked for me to translate 2 of the ingredients. So I had to translate from my Australian recipe to my Scottish friend. So I had to remember what we call it in American and then translate it into Scottish, which would be kind of English. So that was kind of fun. It was instant coffee to Nescafe. And I would not own instant coffee, but you'd need it for the recipe. And then thickened cream to whipping cream to heavy cream. So, you know, it's just one of those things. But club members, this month, you will be getting a little tea cake. It might get a little smashed. It'll still taste delicious. I'm hoping the post office doesn't smash them too terribly much. So for today's project, here is the card that I've already made. So if you want to go back and see this card, this video is already posted, and then this is with this month's featured set. So in club, the other 2 projects we do, we will use Welcoming Woods. This set is retiring, and it is in the holiday catalog. So if you're not in club, you can get it today with free shipping if you have a qualifying order. So I'm going to show you an alternate project today. And the fun thing about this one, so if you were in club, this would be the supplies that you had. You would have 2 of these, and then you would pull your sheet of paper out. That was this one. So it would be 6 by 12. And then this one I have already cut because I started to do it one way, and then I thought, oh, you know what? I'm going to do it. So I'm going to show you 2 variations of it. Because for this one, because this stamp, the Welcoming Wood stamp, is kind of big. And when I originally designed this card, which you can see if you watch that video, I didn't want to cover up all of this beautiful paper. And if you stamped this on white and then you put it on here, you would just end up with a little border. So instead, I framed out just a little section because you can still tell it's trees. You don't need to go all the way down to the ground and have all the way up to the top. So when I started to remake this card, I cut this out, and then I changed my mind because that's a lot of cutting, and some of you don't need to cut. Because we did it with the paper trimmer. And if you have a cut and emboss machine and you put a little rectangle on it, it might be easier. We laid this on here, we traced it, and then we just did it with the cut and emboss machine. Yeah, so I gave you the measurements. That is all if you want to do it this way in that first video. But for this one, I am going to use a sneak peek set. So this set will be free coming up in January. It's part of our celebration. But I also didn't want to do a winter because the great thing about this particular package of Beauty of the Earth paper is when you flip it over, then you have a whole new season. So here we have winter, but if you only have a couple of winter birthdays, then you can flip it over and you can get a whole new look. But it's the same materials that I sent you in Card Club. And we're going to use this stamp right here because look, Stampin' Up! Does their matchy-matchy so incredibly well. We're going to use these little dots because look at these little dots. And then this isn't exactly the same, but it's close enough. And then I'm just going to do a hello friend. You could still keep it a birthday. And then there's also, you have my love and support. All of those would work on this card. So I'm going to stamp this one, but I'm going to end up maybe cutting it down because I'm going to show you the difference that I've done on this one as opposed to the first card. The first card's a tiny bit simpler. Oh, and I have no scrap paper. So my daughter is also a demonstrator, and she hosted a card and cocktails Christmas party last night. And Jamie was most concerned that perhaps we were going to stamp all over their table. So she had larger pieces of scrap paper. And I'm like, Jamie, it's okay. People, even new stampers, don't stamp accidentally on the table. So that was kind of funny. Maybe he has perhaps seen my table because, you know, sometimes when I stamp, I do not use scrap paper because of the aesthetics of my video. I would rather it look pretty in the video and deal with my table later. Because my table, I don't care if it looks stamped on because it's just a stamp table. So this is Night of Navy. I'm just going to stamp it down here. Now this I'm going to trim off because this is going to be too big. But this was if you got this card in Card Club, this is the piece of white you would need. So I've got the Hello Friend and Night of Navy. I love that bold font, and I love that there's 2 font styles on the one stamp. And then I'm going to go Old Olive because that's what's in the paper. So for Card Club, if the girls that are in it, guys, like I never say what colors of ink you need to have because you can kind of make a lot of things work. but also they can just look at the paper that's coming that month and see if they have it. So this is Old Olive, because you would know, you could just look at the paper that's coming, Beauty of the Earth, and be like, oh, this is what we're going to probably use this month. And they don't have to use the exact same colors I use, because if it's in the paper, they'll be able to make it work. So got that. And then I'm going to take my Misty Moonlight, again in the paper. We're just going all straight paper colors. Now on this card, I used Misty Moonlight, Night of Navy, and Pool Party, because that one was just going for kind of a wintry night look. Now this one, I don't want any of these to be dark, because on this paper, none of them are full moonlight. So the first one I'm just going to put there. And then I'm just going to twist these around and kind of fill the whole thing up. And it's pretty much splattered the whole thing. See, I'm trying to get this to look like it matches. Let me get it a little bit lighter. I don't want any of the dark ones over the words, because I don't want to cover them up. So I don't need to use this whole thing. I just need it to be where the actual images are going to be. And then I'm going to take the little flowers. And these I'm going to do in full strength Night of Navy. Or, sorry, Misty Moonlight. And since I didn't do any of the little things in that, it looks like a new color. So that's all the stamping for this that we need to do. Now I'm just going to take my paper trimmer, which I did not put on the table. Reach over there. And I'm just going to trim it. Just so we have the stamping on there. So it doesn't have to be any kind of the exact size, but because this paper is so pretty, I don't want it to cover up any more paper than I need to, just have this on here. So that looks pretty good. So I'm gonna layer this one, and I haven't made this card yet, and I didn't even try to see how it would go together. I just thought, oh, well, this will work, instead of cutting apart another piece of paper. This is the one I did for my mock-up video, and then I didn't end up using it because I hadn't made the card. So you can see on this one, this piece here is raised up. So let's go ahead and raise this up, and I did that by putting dimensionals on it. And this side of the paper is so very pretty, but it's very winter, and the stamps that we just used are not. So the fun thing about this particular package of Designer Series paper and the Welcoming Woods stamp set, obviously, is that we'll be able to do, I'm kind of sad, except the fact that we'll have some time later when we Zoom, and our next Zoom session's in January, because you can do 4 seasons, but we only do 3 cards. So we've already got winter, so I'm going to have to decide what season gets hacked out, which obviously we'll do spring because it's coming up. And the paper really has some beautiful autumn stuff in it. So summer's probably going to take a hit. Although this one's kind of summerish, right? We'll go for it for the summer design, and we'll just not use Welcoming Woods. So for now, I'm going to put it this way, and now we've got some of this back. See what happens if we slide it under. Oh yes, look. See, that's what happens when you just create on the fly. For those of you that are demonstrators in the United States, on Monday, this coming Monday, we are doing the entire demonstrator base on the Demonstrator Planning Place, which is our Facebook page for all of the US. They're hosting a how to use pastels. So there's 4 demonstrators who will be presenting different ways to use pastels, and I'm one of them. So don't worry if you're not a demonstrator and you're like, oh, I want to see that. I will be putting whatever I do, which I've mocked it up. I haven't created it yet, but I will have mine on YouTube on Tuesday following, so you'll be able to see that. But I wanted to tell those of you that are demonstrators to make sure you go to Facebook on Monday. It's 8 p.m. Eastern time. I only know my time because I have to show up when it's time to do it. So let's add this ribbon. And again, this is going to be different than where the other card is. And in a second, when you see the other card, if you're like, this is too much cutting for this card, then you're going to like the other one. Let's put this on here. And last night at my daughter's Cards and Cocktails, it was super fun because I don't do very many in-person events anymore. And if I do, well, I do a camp every single month. And during COVID, I think we just missed one. But they are my long-term, long-haul stampers who have been with me for probably, I've been doing this for 26 years. And they've probably been coming to camp for probably 24 years, because I've been having camps for a long time. So, I mean, they've been doing it as long as I have. And then the other events that I have done, and I haven't done any since COVID, are demonstrator events. So last night she had brand new stampers, which is always so much fun. And especially because people are always like, I don't think I could do that. Now cutting this all out is a little bit much if you've never stamped before, but the one I'm going to show you in a minute is perfect, because when they sit down and they're like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, yes, you can do it. And it's just so much fun to see somebody succeed and make something pretty and be like, that wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. So you could pop this one up. I'm going to slide it under just because I like the raised frame, and that'll keep it more similar to this, because I'm trying to keep that same look. So just pop it under, and because I'm using this seal, if I don't get it right, then I can still pick it up, because since I'm sliding it under here, it's a little bit, you got it. Now for this one, I put a bunch of the metallic things, and then that was kind of the last. Now it has blending brushes on it. This one, it looks a little bit more feminine to me, so I'm going to take my Wink of Stella and just color in these little posies. And it will blend the blue, so it colors them in just a little bit, because these are a little bit more solid on there, and it gives them just that little bit of shimmer. And then I'm going to take my metallic pearls. And they look they are gray, or silver. They're not metallic silver, so I mean, they were perfect on this, and they have that gray, like, they're not shiny, so they're fine for a masculine card. But they're perfect on this too. Because at first I was like, are they gonna not look splashy enough for this fun little floral card? But I think that they look great. So there we go. Here is an alternate card. So here's this one, and it's same exact product. All I switched was the stamp set. Literally exact same. I just added a green instead of a pool party, and for this one, a Wink of Stella instead of a blending brush. But the exact supplies were the same, just switched out the stamps. And then here, if you don't want to do all the cutting, this one, all I did was I used the same white, and I just laid the whole piece of paper there, and I wrapped the ribbon around. So this one is just popped up, just the white piece on top. So this one's super simple, and how cute is that? Super, super cute. So alternate projects, if you're in Card Club and you're not getting this, or you want to save your paper and do one winter version, and then have this, because this will be a free stamp set, and it could not match the paper any more perfect. It looks like this would be bundled with that paper. But the fun thing about this stamp set, it comes bundled with its own paper that does not look anything like Beauty of the Earth. It's a whole different color scheme. So if you're interested in being in my card club, then you have to sign up by the 10th of December to get this one. If you sign up after the 10th, then you'll be in January's. And once, like I said, once you sign up through PayPal subscriptions, then you're good. If you ever want to take a break, then you can just go in and you can pause it, or you can cancel at any time. Once you're in it for 6 months consecutively, then on that 7th month when you get your kit, then you have a giant loyalty reward that's valued at over $25 that includes a bag, and then it's filled with fun things for you as a thank you for staying in it. Some other perks that I do, like if you're in Card Club and you sign up for Try It class, you get a $5 discount. Sometimes in the videos, last month I didn't because the cards were a little bit more detailed, but I show you like past retreat cards or past Try It Club cards, things that I don't put out for other people to see, just some perks for being in club. So everybody go shop, save on your free shipping, get whatever you want as $50. And remember, if you spend $75 today, then you'll get an extra added goodie with your thank you gift in January. Have a great one. Bye.